In 2019, I fished a personal record of 69 days, driving nearly 20,000 miles to do so. I floated close to 400 river miles, with 38 of those being on new stretches of water to me. This is a collection of some of my favorite memories from this year. Fishing in West Virginia in the winter is tough, so you'll often find me fishing in places and ways I don't typically fish. There are many unproductive days spent on the water, waiting for things to turn around, so each fish caught was hard-earned and special in its own way. Side, left side. In the spring, rivers and streams swell along with the flower buds and activity level of all forms of life. It's a magical time to be in West Virginia, and I always look forward to the high elevation whitewater floats, the potential feeding frenzies, and the chance of your biggest fish of the year. Several of the premier whitewater floats are only fishable a handful of times each season, and because of that I commit to almost nothing during this time of the year to make sure I'm available in the event one comes into play. To celebrate the coming of spring and my birthday, it has become somewhat of a tradition to do a week-long fly bumming trip around West Virginia. This year, heavy rains threatened to flood us out of the highlands fishing, but those same rains filled whitewater streams up, and it made it possible to fish 3 of the premier smallmouth streams back-to-back on 3 consecutive days. That will probably not happen again in my lifetime.
stay wide, we should be good. Good job.
In the summer, water drains from the high elevation streams and the woods become lush with the temperate rainforest foliage. I start looking towards overnight trips. Biking, hiking, backpacking, rafting, and other opportunities in other states start to get attention. The dependable New River becomes a fallback when options become limited. And don't get me wrong, the New River isn't a bad compromise. In fact, it is a special place where I can disconnect from the outside world and play like a kid again. Day trips and overnight trips there become more frequent as the summer temperatures soar. We lost rain pretty quick this summer, and the fishing got pretty miserable there for a while. My friend Tony and I explored a few different stretches of river, one of which actually paid off with a near 40-inch musky caught on a 6-weight fly rod. This is my home for the next few days.
Look at that one.
Really nice brook trout, Jesus.
Summertime overdue. Fishing sucks. Who cares?
Here goes nothing, folks.
Dove breasts, jalapeno. Now, fall is another special time of the year in West Virginia. Besides being absolutely gorgeous, the weather gets much more comfortable and the big fish come back out ready to fatten up for the hungry season. By this time, the sense of urgency grows in me to get in as many trips as I can before winter regains its icy grip. Again, I become hard to pin down and tend to jump on any opportunity I can. By fall, our streams were critically low. Things were getting tough and the opportunity for a big fish seemed to be getting less likely for me. I caught some really nice brook trout this year and a few sub 20-inch browns in Tennessee, and I lost an inordinate amount of really nice bass. But unfortunately, up to this point, I haven't really caught anything remarkable. I did hook into what would have been the biggest brown trout of my career, a 27-inch monster that could have been my fish of a lifetime. The most incredible thing was I actually hooked him twice, as he gave me an unprecedented second heat after he popped me off with the first one. But he forced me back into his logjam home, and I lost him a second time. I was still determined to get a big fish, and on the 65th day, I did just that. That day started with a 20-inch brown as my first catch. By the end of the day, I also caught my best fish of the year, a 23-inch brown trout hen.
That's a fish, boys and girls. That's a fish.